What's going on, everybody? Welcome in the Vikings Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman, and we got a fun show for you guys today as we're going to start off talking about the Vikings possibly be reuniting with Adam Thielen. Him and JJ McCarthy were working out this week, so we get you guys the info there, go through a couple of cool photos, and then Kay Adams, she's got a crush on JJ McCarthy, and she was talking about him, and actually in terms of him being a fantasy football quarterback this year, so pretty cool stuff. And then JJ was also working out this past week with TJ Hawkinson and Josh Oliver. But quickly here on Adam Thielen. You guys want Adam Thielen back in Minnesota? Give me a Y for yes. Give me an N for no. You guys let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I'll give you guys my thoughts here in a second. But do you want Thielen back in Minnesota? Give me a Y for yes or give me an N for no down below. Now, I think this is pretty obvious, but the Vikings have zero need at the wide receiver position. You obviously got the top-end talent with Jefferson and Addison, but I also do think you have pretty good depth at that position. You got a guy like Ty Felton, who you took in the third round, coaching staff very high on him. You got Jalen Naylor, Rondell Moore. So the Vikings have no need for a wide receiver, but for Adam Thielen, a legend here in Minnesota, I would at least consider it. He would probably be one of the better wide receiver threes in the NFL right now. And plus, he would create probably the best trio in Vikings football history at that wide receiver position. So if this is talking about any other wide receiver, I am saying absolutely not. Vikings should not be targeting any players at that position. But for Adam Thielen, I would at least consider it. Now, while we're talking about bringing Adam Thielen home, him and J.J. McCarthy were working out again. Now, they worked out last offseason as well. But UNRL was posting this and just clocked in J.J. McCarthy and Adam Thielen. And I think this is obvious. I bet you if you ask number 19, Thielen, if he wants to return to Minnesota, he would 100% say yes. And also in this next photo here, J.J. McCarthy rocking that white helmet. It looks awesome. I cannot wait for the Vikings to bring back the all-white uniforms this upcoming season. But, Thielen would want to return to Minnesota. And plus, if you had the power rank, players on the Vikings that you would love to see win a Super Bowl with the Vikings, Harrison Smith is number one, but if Thielen would return, he might even top Harrison Smith and be that number one guy. So I also, about Thielen and, his role with the Panthers don't really need Thielen anymore. They drafted Tet McMillan 8th overall this past draft, so they have Tet. They took Leggett in the first round this past, the draft previous, and they also have this Coker guy who they're big fans of. So he's pretty much at wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4, and a guy that's later on in his NFL career. I am sure he wants to go compete for a Super Bowl, and he could do that with the Minnesota Vikings. But his contract, the Vikings can make it work. He's just on a 1-year, $8.5 million deal, so it's not like you're taking on a massive 3-year, $35 million contract. You can use this for the books. He'll be off the books next season. It would just kind of be a 1-year shot in the dark if they could make it work. And you may be saying, well, is Adam Thielen cooked? Absolutely not. I was shocked that Thielen was able to produce the way he did the past 2 seasons in Carolina because I thought he was going to leave Minnesota, not completely fall off a cliff, but I definitely thought he would take a step back. But still in that 2023 season, he was over 100 catches, over 1,000 yards, that great possession receiver for Bryce Young and Andy Dalton. Then even this past year, so pretty solid. 48 receptions, 615 yards, and just 10 games played. You'll take that production out of a wide receiver 3. And, I doubt this happens. I just want to put that out there. I think it's very unlikely, but I just want to talk about it. But I also do think this could be a trade deadline move for the Vikings, where maybe they're not thrilled with the production they got out of Jalen Naylor. Maybe Ty Felton's still working along, and, they truly view this. Like I say, the Vikes are 5-0 to start the year, or whatever they are. Maybe they're saying, hey, let's just go kind of get that cherry on top of the offense, go upgrade at the wide receiver 3 spot. Adam Thielen could be that guy. But again, very unlikely before the season, but maybe it's a trade deadline move for GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. But if you guys miss Adam Thielen, hit me with his jersey number down below in the comment section. One of my favorite Vikings of all time. He's got probably one of the coolest stories in NFL history. He had to pay the Vikings to work out for him, and he ended up being one of the better receivers that we have ever seen rock the purple and gold. So if you miss Adam Thielen, hit me with a 19 down below in the comment section. Now we'll get to more around J.J. McCarthy here in a second, but before we do so, I got to tell you guys about today's sponsor, and that is Factor Meals. Now, if you guys get started at factormeals.com/VikingsChat50off and use promo code VikingsChat50off, we'll hook you guys up with 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Now, summer is here, which means more sun, more light, and more time to do all the things that make summer so special. And the number one thing you don't want to be doing all summer, spending hours cooking inside. That's where Factor comes in. Factor's chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals are ready in just 2 minutes, taking the hassle out of eating well. And Factor meals, they arrive fresh and ready to eat. It's perfect for any active lifestyle over summer and beyond. Here covering the Minnesota Vikings, we got a lot of late days here at the office. Sometimes we're not getting out, until 7:30 at night, and I don't always feel like making a home-cooked meal, but that's where Factors came in and has completely changed my life. So if you guys want to get started, head over to factormeals.com/VikingsChat50 off and use code VikingsChat50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code VikingsChat50 off at factormeals.com/VikingsChat50 off for 50% off plus free shipping. Click that link in the comment section and description of today's show. factormeals.com/VikingsChat50 off. Alrighty, so Kay Adams was talking a little JJ McCarthy, and she absolutely loves this kid. Now, I think that stems back her love for McCarthy to when her and him were sitting down in Mexico for a golf event for the NFLPA, and JJ was just kind of winning her over a little bit. And then she was actually talking recently about some fantasy quarterback rankings, and she thinks JJ McCarthy should be pretty high, saying this. I want to start with, as we all know, I love him, JJ McCarthy. Oh my gosh. Obsessed. He is ranked 20th on Fantasy Pros right now, and there's a lot of unknowns. I know we haven't seen him play, but Sam Darnold was a top 8 QB a year ago, and was before they added and invested and rebuilt the offensive line. Adams, you are one of my favorite NFL media members out there. You are one of the few and only that actually show love to the Minnesota Vikings, so I greatly, greatly appreciate it. And showing love to a kid named JJ McCarthy that never really gets a lot of love. Like, anytime people want to talk about the guy, they find a way to kind of throw him a backhanded compliment, always try to find some problems in his game. But, Kay Adams, Dan Orlovsky, there are a couple of NFL media members who at least show him some love, so I think that's pretty damn cool. So shout out to Kay Adams for that one. But some more news here. JJ McCarthy, he was working out with the tight ends, Josh Oliver, TJ Hawkinson. Now, I wish we could show the videos up here on the channel, but unfortunately we cannot, and there weren't really too many good photos coming from this throwing session, but it was going viral on Vikings Twitter, just JJ throwing the TJ Hawkinson and Josh Oliver. Now, obviously, he's going to have to build a connection with these guys because there is a ton of pressure on year one for JJ, and he's going to need to get a good relationship with these guys. And, it's not like TJ Hawkinson, he obviously had a down-ish year this past season, coming off that torn ACL, played in just about half the season. But, Josh Oliver really impressed me before TJ Hawkinson returned. Like, he truly was that tight end one. He was dynamic in the passing game, 22 catches for 258 yards. The numbers aren't going to blow you away, but he popped in certain spots. He was key on third downs. And, in terms of TJ, I think he should have a massive year this year for Minnesota. Like, you have a young quarterback in J.J. McCarthy who, is probably going to view that tight end as that safety blanket. That guy where if Jefferson's getting double-teamed, Addison's getting a good attention. Like, TJ should be that guy with one-on-one matchups, and I'm assuming JJ's going to be looking his way a whole lot. And you're going to be saying, well, has JJ had a great connection with a tight end in the past? He actually had a great connection with Bears tight end now, Colston Loveland. And this was back in 2023. Colston Loveland stats with JJ McCarthy. Again, this is in a college football schedule, so not a lot of games, but he still had 45 receptions, 649 yards, average 14.4 yards per catch, and he had 4 touchdowns. And also Loveland was huge on third downs for McCarthy. Like, he was the guy he was targeting majority of the time. And I think Hawk will also be massive. Like, TJ Hawkinson, he was great on third downs actually last year. He was one of the best in the NFL, mainly just because on those key plays, Jefferson's getting all the attention. And then when you have a dynamic tight end in TJ Hawkinson who can create space as well as he does, like, I think the third down package with TJ Hawkinson will be huge. He'll be that safety net. I just can't wait to see how he's going to perform with number 9 this upcoming season. But let me ask you guys this, a little fun question to close out today's show. Who do you guys think will have more yards this upcoming season? Are you rolling with TJ Hawkinson, tight end 1, type those 87s? Or are you rolling with Jordan Addison? Type those 3s. Now, keep in mind, Addison will probably be suspended. I still think Addison will have more yards, but maybe you're a big believer in TJ Hawkinson. Please let me know your thoughts down below. Also, if you guys want to hit me up on Twitter, that's the handle at Pat Sieps. Give me a follow over there, and I'll give you guys a follow right back. If you guys got any more questions, comments, concerns around your Minnesota Vikings, hit me up on Twitter, and we'll see you guys next time. As always, Skol Vikes.